Om Shanti, everyone. Good evening. As always, every Monday we have a get together, especially with the special Baba's child. And this month being Avyakt month, where we remember Brahma Baba. We, along with that, we also remember uh, our destination of becoming Avyakt angels. And it is not just remembering as a memorial of the past, but it is something to look forward. Today we have with us Ashish Bhai. Ashish Bhai has been Baba's child for a long period of time, and he was here in near Seattle with Surya Bhai, and now he's currently in Pune. So he has been in the technology field. He has a lot of patents to his credit, but he decided to use his life for Baba service and for the for the spiritual growth. Um, Having said that, today's topic is the very dearest to all Brahmins, which is Baba, Murli, and Madhuban. So these are the three things that keeps us going. Um, uh, Brother Ashish is going to share his personal experiences on this topic and also his personal journey that made him uh, explore spirituality as such. So without any further ado, I invite Ashish Bhai. Om Shanti Ashish Bhai, welcome. So we have with us Sukanya Devi. Sukanya Devi is the instrument who is taking care of the service here. Sukanya Devi, you want to welcome?
Welcome, Ashish Bhai. We look forward to hearing your personal experiences of with Baba, of this spiritual life, and yeah, personal experiences are those that um, enrich us how to put Baba's principles into practice. So thank you, and we look forward to hearing your crisp experiences. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have with us Vandana Ben who is helping us with the translation. अगर किसी को हिंदी ट्रांसलेशन चाहिए तो ग्लोब पर क्लिक करें और हिंदी ऑप्शन पिक करें. थैंक यू आशीष भाई, वेलकम अगेन.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Bab Dada. Thank you to all instruments for organizing this program. And thank you to Drama, because of Drama, I'm here meeting you all. But before we begin the session, let's just spend 1 minute in silence and we all visualize Baba is right in front of me, the Almighty Authority, and He is radiating the rays of all powers onto me. And just spend 1 minute in this experience. Om Shanti. So this January month is a special month of Avyakti silence, and we are all making a special effort to experience that silence within. Actually, today's topic is very close to my heart. Baba, Murli and Madhuban. There is a song in Yagya, Sakhire Maine Payo, Teen Ratan. 3 jewels I have got. What are those? Baba, Murli and Madhuban. This is very close to my heart because the first time I ever went to Madhuban back in 2010, and the first Murli I was in Diamond Hall, Dadi Janki came on stage and this song was played. And that's when I came to know that this is Dadi Janki's favorite song. And we all know why it is her favorite, because these three are the foundation of our Brahmin life. Without Baba, we are nothing. Without Murli, we are nothing. And without Madhuban also, we are nothing. So we need all three. We need Baba as well, we need Murli, and we need Madhuban. But then we have to go one step ahead. We all say Baba, Baba. But recently Baba said in one of the Murlis that even if we just say, I have become Baba's child, that is not enough. We have to learn Murli. We have to imbibe those divine virtues. Just by saying Baba, Baba and not implementing those divine virtues will not help. So Murli will help us imbibe those divine virtues. Actually, many times in my early stages of Gyan, I used to get confused with one statement that Baba always used to make in Sakar Murli, that very few souls will know me, who I am, what I am. And I'm like, what is there to know about it? He is a point of light, lives in Paramdham. What's the big deal? I already know that. But as we study Murli closely, we understand it's not just understanding that God is a form of light. It is understanding his personality. Because the more we understand God's personality, the more we become like him. So it is not like, okay, I am also a point, he is also a point. He doesn't come in birth and rebirth. We come in birth and rebirth. No, it's not enough. But how is God handling in every situation? That is also very important. Like, for example, Baba says in Murli, Baba inspires us to make effort. Baba wants each of his child to become a king. But after that, after saying this statement, he says, okay, follow Srimad, remain pure, all those things. But immediately after that, he will say, but everyone will make the effort exactly the way they did 5,000 years ago. So he's giving directions. He is not running away from those. But after giving directions, he's detaching himself. That is exactly what we need to follow. When we give directions, we nag. We run behind those people. Why aren't you implementing these directions? We don't have that ability to detach ourselves. We think that we are the right ones and my idea is the right idea, so you have to follow it. It happens in Laukik Parivar, it happens at work, it happens in Alaukik Parivar. But when we study Murli closely, we understand how God is handling these situations. And then we become like him. And there are lots of such examples. If we go closer into Murli, we understand God's personality. And my entire aim is to be like him. On Sunday, Baba said, whether it's your diamond jubilee, golden jubilee, silver jubilee, or any other jubilee, even if you're a 2 days old child, you have all made the promise that I want to be like Baba. So to be like Baba, we need to know Baba. We need to understand how he is handling each and every situation. And Brahma Baba was the biggest example. God acted through him. And that is what he explains in Murli. So Murli is equally important because to become like Baba, we have to like literally drink that nectar every single moment of our life, not just in the morning, but every single moment. And the next thing comes is Madhuban. But Madhuban is also, it's like refreshment. Baba says, you come here, you know that Baba is here, the clouds are filled, then you go and do the service. But again, one step closer, if we go a little bit higher in the consciousness, yes, one way, going to Madhuban, filling ourselves, taking those vibrations, most important. But have I made my home Madhuban? Because Madhuban, if you follow the directions of Baba, if you follow accurate Shrimat of Baba, my home also becomes a yagya. My home also becomes a Madhuban. I remember when I came to Pune actually after from US, and I bought an apartment. And long time I had a desire that I want to start a Gita Pathshala. Even in Seattle only I had decided, Baba, at least use me, at least one Gita Pathshala I want to start. And so when I bought an apartment, I went to Gyan Sarovar to tell Baba that what should I do with this apartment? How do you want to handle it? And the moment I entered Baba's room in Gyan Sarovar, Baba actually gave immediate a powerful thought. You have to make this room, make this apartment a Shanti Kund, an abode of peace. And then he gave a vision at that moment. He gave me that vision of long line of people who are coming there just to experience peace, not to take gyan, just to experience peace. And then Baba said, if you can make this happen with Baba's help, these will be the same souls who will come to your temple to experience that peace. So Madhuban, one is yes, we have to go and physically visit. But the next step will be, I want to make my home Madhuban. I want to raise my vibrations so high that whoever comes in my contact, whoever comes in my apartment, in my home, in my center, they experience that. And most of us are doing it. Most of us are doing it. But then we have to pay attention. If any thought that we create, which is against Srimad, it is somewhere we are causing obstacle in God's service. So God is here to establish heaven. God is here to make us pure. But then are we helping him at every moment? We have to check. And if not, what is it that is actually pulling us up, pulling us back to Kali Yuga? Even the waste thought, Baba doesn't want. Recent Murlis, what Baba is talking about, is all about waste thoughts, because that is also impurity. So am I really working on those, or am I just listening to Murli? Because until and unless I have that dharana, my vibrations will not be raised. I will not be closer to Baba. Recently, we were reading one Murli of 1978 in one of the groups, where Baba was talking about people who sit far in Diamond Hall, or people who sit far from Baba when he actually comes in Sakar. And many of them actually feel that, dadis are closer, seniors are closer, we never get that chance. So they are going to become like Baba. And Baba gave a beautiful answer there. Baba said, if your stage is like that of Baba, then you are closer to Baba. Physically, anyone could be closer because of their seva, because of their part in drama. That we cannot change. But my stage, even if I have come today into Baba, if I work on my stage, I'll be closer to Baba. Baba used the Hindi expression, sthiti se sthan. As is my sthiti, the internal stage will be my sthan. And Baba said that sthan, that place will be closer in Paramdham as well as that place will be closer in Satyug. So these three things are our foundation: Baba, Murli, and Madhuban. And in my life also, the spiritual journey that I have been embarked upon for past almost 15 years, I'll be 15 in February. These three things have really helped me change my entire life, literally entire life, where I was wandering, where I was going. And then Baba literally held my hand and took me into the opposite direction. It hasn't been, I wouldn't say it has been an accurate journey, but it has definitely a journey that I'm proud of because it was always a learning experience for me. Actually, before coming to Baba, we were all spiritual. I was born and brought up in Pune itself in India. And we were all spiritual. My family was spiritual. We used to have satsangs. I was very fond of deities, very fond of deities. Like in my age, people would play with, the girls would play with Barbie dolls and guys would play with G.I. Joes or whatever. And I had my Ganesha idol and I used to play with him. I used to talk to him. I used to sleep with him. I used to feed him. I used to play with him. Everything, like everything I used to share with him because for me, he was the ultimate. And I remember in around 1988-87, there used to be a Mahabharat serial that used to come on television. We used to watch, like everyone used to watch those serials. And then there was Krishna in that. And there was this Virat Roop of Krishna. That episode was airing. And Virat Roop is the variety form image that Baba talks about. And when I saw that Virat Roop, I said, oh, I should be like this. When I turn, I become big, and then all those, faces come and all those things. I always used to feel that. So there was always an inclination to deities, actually. And I was a big devotee as well to Ganesha, the elephant faced deity, those who don't know. Because he was very cute, honestly, and he had very nice stories. I never liked Shiva. I never liked Shiva because Shiva was always about anger and Shiva was always about killing, and Ganesha was very sweet. And so always I used to get dreams also of deities. Like, there was a particular day of Ganesha, I used to hear Atharva Shirsha in my head, in my dreams. Then if there is a famous deity in Maharashtra, it's called Vitthal. It's also a form of Vishnu. So whenever there was a special day, I sometimes used to actually visualize, like not visualize, I used to dream about, his puja being done and all those things. And so I always felt closer to deities in some way or the other. And then fortunately, I was very good in studies as well. So I came to do my master's in Michigan. This was in 2003. And there also, like every day we used to have like mantras and everything, because fortunately my roommate was also like me. So we were studying, we were enjoying life. It's not like we were complete sannyasis at that time, but we were also enjoying life. We used to go to movies and everything, eat outside. But this aspect of life was always there, the spirituality, because that somehow made me, experience that peace, even if it was for a moment. It was like, okay, I'm doing something right. And in Michigan, actually, I had my first divine vision with my eyes open, and that was vision of Vishnu. And I remember the date, it was March 7th, 2004, almost 20 years ago. And it was a night time. I actually saw Vishnu with my open eyes. It was a complete, I was not sleeping. It was not dream. And I was so happy, like, just like Brahma Baba, he had initial visions. And I actually felt that, okay, my bhakti is complete. My devotion is complete. I found I had the vision, means I'm perfect now. But after that, actually, just like Baba says, visions don't do anything. We have to literally make an effort. So after Michigan, I completed my master's and I came to Seattle and I joined Microsoft. This was back in 2005. 2005 to 2007. It was a very rough period for me initially because I was all alone. I didn't know anything to do, and I actually went into depression during that time. This was in 2005 to 2006. I was in depression, and I actually met counselors. I fortunately never had to take any tablets. But with counselors, and then as the weather changed, my friends also then joined. Then I slowly started coming out of it. But in 2007, we were hearing a lot of news of people dying. Someone close to me left their bodies. And, it was a very disturbing because I was living all by myself there. I used to live alone. And then my parents were in India. So it was always that fear that what will happen to me or what will happen to them. And if that happens, I won't be in a condition to handle it. And so that time I felt in 2007, August, I felt I need to read Gita, Bhagavad Gita. And so it was not just reading. What I made an aim for myself is that I don't want to just read, I want to write Gita. And I started writing it. So daily one page I used to write, and I used to listen to its or read its meaning. It was in Marathi. I was writing for 1 year. It was a project. So August 2007 to August 2008, I wrote entire Bhagavad Gita, all 18 chapters of that. I read entire all the meanings, but nothing literally stuck with me. And after completing that Gita, that was Krishna for me at that time, I said to Lord Krishna that whatever you told, I hardly understood it, frankly, but whatever you told, uh, it was good for that time. It was good for Arjun. But if you really exist, come and meet me and tell me what I have to do. This was in August 2008. After August 2008, also, again, little bit ups and downs were there. And I came to India in 2008, November. It was a Diwali time period. And my mom was watching Astha channel at that time. Shivani Bhen was very new at that time. And she said, because she knew my stage wasn't in a proper way, like not in a good condition. And so she said, this sister is saying something nice, come and watch it. And so when I first time saw Sister Shivani on TV, I was like mesmerized, completely mesmerized with her peace. Like, this sister looks younger than me, but how can she be so peaceful? And what is she doing actually, literally? And the first episode I remember, she was talking about, I am the creator of my happiness. I am the creator of my peace because I create my thoughts. And that arrow just struck me so hard. And I'm like, yes, that makes sense. Whatever she is saying, it actually makes sense. And the next day, I was eagerly waiting for that episode when she talked about God. God is the form of energy. And that time there was a visualization. Nowadays we have very fancy visualizations. But that time it was like a soul leaving the body, going to Paramdham, and Shiv Baba is giving rays. And that visualization, when I saw, I just felt, yes, God is light. I mean, there is no one else who could be God. And her convincing power, the way she was conducting herself, it helped me so much that immediately within 2 to 3 sessions, I said, this is my path. This makes sense to me. And after 1 week or so, because we used to daily watch her episodes, she was not that famous at that time. She was just becoming famous. Then Jayanti Ben came. And again, I saw her and I'm like, who are these people who are so peaceful, who are making sense whatever they're speaking? And I was fortunate that during 2008, November itself, Shivani Ben was visiting Pune. And we had a very small gathering at one of the centers. And somehow my parents came in contact with that center. And Shivani Behan was coming there, and we were just 20 to 25 people. And in that gathering, she came, and we were invited because I was a foreigner. So I was kind of important. So we were invited. And we sat there. Shivani Bhen came, just a gathering of 25 people. And she gave her, discourse. And at the end, she was like a divine being for me at that time. We took her Drishti, Toli, and everything. And she was the first BK I actually interacted with. And she said, you should do course. We have a center in Seattle, do course. So then, yes, I spent that time in India, Bharat. I came back around December. I came back after 1 month to Seattle. And the first thing I did was to search center. And you won't believe, the center was 5 minutes away from my place, walking 5 minutes. God had come 5 minutes away from my place, and I was looking for him everywhere, everywhere. And so I called center and I said, I want to do the course. And they said, whenever we schedule, Surya Bhai was there, Dr. Surya. He said, whenever we schedule, we'll let you know. So February came, 2009, the schedule came, and we were all like, it was a group of 13 people, IT, all IT folks. And we started doing the course. And even before course, even I had the feeling like, why do I want to get into this? I don't want to get into this. I don't want to go to Brahma Kumaris or anything. Shivani even is enough. But something pulled me. I'm like, let me just try. What's the big deal in trying? And after completing course, because Surya Bhai is very in-depth in knowledge, I was very fortunate to get that instrument because he was a Kumar, he's a Kumar, and then he is from IT background. So somewhere our backgrounds were matching. So the guidance that I got was so beautiful that soon I started listening to Murli. It was for 9 months I was listening to Murli only in the evenings, from February to November, and it was only 2 times a week because they were still testing me whether he is going to stay or he wants to go. Because I didn't know any dharanas at that time. No dharana was told to me. And so I was happy. Yeah, I can do it. There is nothing, I just have to go listen. But during the same period, Baba started giving me a lot of experiences. The vision of Paramdham happened. And then Amrut Vela, I heard from Shivani Ben that you have to wake up early in the morning. And somehow I used to wake up, not every day, once or twice a week. I used to wake up early in the morning in the first 9 months period. And I somehow used to give my own commentaries. I used to stay alone so I could speak loudly. And I used to visualize the soul was in Paramdham, then I came here, I became a deity, then, and when I used to come to Dwapar Yuga, and I used to say in that commentary, now it's been 2,500 years that I left my Baba. And he used to just literally cry, 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 like, Baba, so long that it has been that I have left you. I just want to meet you now again. And somewhere there was always that desire that I want to meet God and want to talk to him. Always there was a desire for me. But then again, when we did the course, I didn't know that Baba still comes. I thought it was only Brahma Baba's part and now that part is over. But one fine day, Surya Bai called me and she said, Baba still comes in Dadi Gulzar's body. And I was like, I literally went crazy. I'm like, now I have to see, I have to meet him, and I have to be, whatever he says, I'll just do it. And it was my first Murli, 30th of November 2009. When I first saw Baba on screen, he was in Dadi Gulzar's body. I just saw a red circle around here, nothing else. I was hearing that Murli and Baba was talking about Mickey Mouse or something. I didn't understand Murli at all. He was talking about Mickey Mouse games and everything. But that divine vision was so beautiful that my instrument came and he said, do you know what's happening there? And I'm like, yes, it's Shiv Baba talking through her. And that's it. That just changed everything in my life. It just got triggered. And the basics of this knowledge, which actually helped me a lot, was there was no compulsion in anything. That is what I love about this knowledge. Baba also says in Murli many times that, these are the right things. I am the truth. I speak the truth. But you judge for yourself what is right, what is wrong. And that's exactly has been my journey, honestly. I kept experimenting with certain things. It took time sometimes, but then it became pakka. Then it became firm. My faith became firm with that. And so the basic of this knowledge was don't look at others, change yourself. That was the easiest thing for me. Like the first session I heard from Sister Shivani that I am the creator of my happiness. And I'm like, yeah, what was I doing? Looking for happiness outside, buying expensive clothes, buying expensive shoes, going here and there, and I was doing everything. I was trying new restaurants. I was a vegetarian all my life. But always I used to eat out. I used to love eating out actually. But I was looking for happiness there. And that's when I felt that yes, this path makes sense. I don't have to look outside. I just have to create that thought. I just have to know God. I just have to talk to Him. And I started seeing changes. I came out of my depression completely within just few months. I started participating in Seva after a year. I started reading Murli regularly. I kind of got addicted to Murli, honestly, because when I was in US and anyone who used to come from Bharat, my parents used to call me, what do you want from here? And that time in I don't know if still it's the case in foreign countries, but we never used to get Murli printouts at home because of various reasons. But in Bharat we used to get. So whenever my parents used to ask me, what do you want from Bharat? I'm like, just send Murlis. Just send Murlis. And so they used to go to a center closer and they used to carry this big, set of Murlis, Hindi. And then I used to get them. And I used to keep half of those at home, half of those in office, in Microsoft. And we used to have these rooms. So whenever I used to get time, I used to take Murli out, I used to read, and so many things were making sense. So many things were making, it was clearing everything that I had in all the doubts that I had in my mind. And that is what made me go closer to Baba. And then Surya Bai's interpretation of Murli's, his interpretation of Gyan, the depth he had, that helped me clear all my doubts. So much so that there was no question remaining. I know what I'm doing. I know where the happiness lies. I know how to create peace. And that is when I felt, yes, I got what I wanted. I don't have to look back. Baba is there, he is with me, and I just have to follow his Shrimad. So this first learning experience for me was total life changing. It was about the happiness and the peace, that I am the creator of that. So before we begin, why don't we just sit back and relax? And let's meditate on this particular thing, because many of the Brahmins also are still pointing fingers at others, still pointing fingers that it's because of you I'm upset. It's because of you that my Purusharth is not happening right. No, I am the creator of my thoughts. So let's sit back, relax, and I visualize myself as a point of light in the center of the forehead. I am a being of light. I am eternal. I am immortal. Nothing can ever happen to me. There is no fear. I am a being of peace. I create my thoughts. I create my feelings and emotions. Situations are outside. People are outside. I have no control over them. But in those situations, what do I want to think? What do I want to feel? That is in my control. My internal stage doesn't depend on the outside situations. I am a powerful being. No matter what anyone says, no matter what anyone does, I can still create peace. Because I am peace. Om Shanti. I remember there is one Murli from 2004, I think January 2004, where Baba says, while doing work, while doing anything, may it be a Lokik work, seva, whatever, just take a break. Put a full stop to your thoughts and see how much time it takes to put a full stop. And that's a big practice for us actually. Because many times we get so action conscious that we have no ability to stop. It's like, okay, let me do this, let me finish this. And sometimes, especially in evening yoga, if I'm doing some work, I'm like, okay, let's do at 7 o'clock. Then if I'm still engaged in work, okay, 7:15, okay, 7:30. And by that time, the period of evening yoga is done. So somehow we have to learn this practice. I personally love this practice of putting a full stop. Even if I'm enjoying that work, I should be able to detach myself from it. And so once in a while, we have these meditations, right? 1 minute meditations. So why can't we just do it? And not just do it for the sake of doing it? Because traffic control also, Baba even says, your body stop, but your mind doesn't stop. And our minds have to stop. Anyways, so this is the practice. Those who are interested, they can actually start doing it. To those who are not doing it. Anyways, so moving forward, as the interest in Gyan became more and more for me, I started participating in Seva. And somehow I had decided, and it was a very firm decision for me, I will never give Gyan. I don't want to read Murli. I don't want to take courses. I just cannot do it. And the basic reason behind that was I'm like, I am angry. I get irritated. How can I tell anyone else that I'm a peaceful soul? That's just not possible. But one day, I was in the center in Seattle, and two sisters came. They were very new. One was an American, one was an Asian sister. And they used to come only for meditation. And I used to go there in the evenings because that time I was not very regular in the morning Murlis. I used to listen to Murlis or read Murlis at that time, but the ones that I had, not the daily Murlis. So when the sisters came and I was there and I was operating this meditation commentaries at that time, the music department. And this is so when they came, I played one Jayanti Ben's commentary or Anthony Bai's commentary. I don't remember. And after the commentaries, the Asian sister, she said, this is kind of boring, listening to commentaries. Why don't you just talk to us about, this aspect of knowledge? And somehow the knowledge just started emerging from my mouth at that time. And I was talking about the basics of knowledge, the happiness and peace and everything. I remember that clearly. And at the end, like I maybe I have talked about like 15-20 minutes. And at the end of that, the Asian sister said, "Today, many things got clear to me. Whatever you are saying actually made sense." And I was surprised, like, how can I, how can I talk about these things? And so that somehow gave me a little bit of confidence that, okay, possible. Maybe I can give a little bit of gyan. But still, I was very hesitant. I was kind of scared of speaking in public, honestly. And so one fine day, there was a course that was going on, and Suryabai called me. And he is like, I knew what he was calling for. I knew he wants me to take that batch. And it was very first time. It must be like 2012, around early 2012. And I was very firm inside that I know that he is going to call me to, take this batch, and I'm going to say no to him. Very firm. So I went and I met him, and he's like, 3 souls have registered for the course, and I want you to take it. Do you want to take it? And even though I was very firm inside that I would say no, I immediately said yes. I don't know why I said yes. But then I realized my mistake. I'm like, okay, I shouldn't have said yes. So I'm like, okay, but I will do the course in Hindi, because courses in Videsh are in English. So I'm like, I will do the course in Hindi. And he's like, oh, wonderful, because these 3 souls have specially requested a course in Hindi. So now there was no looking back. I was like, okay, now I have to prepare. I have to start working on it. So I used to write and everything in the initial phases. I used to write the course on my notebook. Like, welcome to Brahma Kumaris and all this. Literally, I have to write down. I used to write down and asking them questions. Then I used to write down, okay, why are you here for? Everything. And then I started doing that course. And of course, all those 3 souls, they were like elderly people, and they all enjoyed that course. And somehow that gained a little bit of confidence. And immediately next week, the new batch was starting, and it was in English. And my instrument said, oh, no, you should do this batch. It's in English. And there are doctors in this batch. And I'm like, oh my God, what have I signed up for? I have no idea. But then again, that batch went well. Uh, Thanks to Baba, he was helping me all along. And then that part became evident that, okay, I will do the courses. And then soon, one day also, like Suryabhai was not available. So he said, okay, read Murli for new souls. And I read Murli. I was very happy with reading it. And he's like, okay, now you are ready. You should do it. You should do the courses. You should do the Murli. So whenever he used to go to Madhuban, I had an opportunity to stay at the center, take care of the center. And so I used to do Amrut Vela. There I became pretty regular in Amrut Vela. I would not say every day, but at the center, I will never miss Amrut Vela because the vibrations will wake you up. And actually, the vibrations of Seattle Center were like very powerful. Like literally, the way you feel in Pandav Bhavan Baba's room in Seattle was exactly like that. It had those kind of vibrations. And so everyone was like, literally, we just go and sit in silence. And I remember I used to sit in silence for like 2.5 hours in the initial stages, 2.5 hours to 3 hours. And I could not move. I literally started feeling like I didn't have hands, I didn't have legs. And literally I started feeling that bodiless stage in the early stages. And so that experience was totally new for me. But what happened over the period of time is like when I got involved in Seva, when I got involved in like Murli and courses and everything, I started, all of us actually who are doing Seva, who are Baba's Pakka child, we carry certain kind of aura with us. We carry certain kind of vibrations with us, and we don't realize it what we are actually doing. We say, we are meditating. We are listening to Murli, and we take it very lightly. But then I started experiencing that at my work. I never meditated at my workplace, but I remember one day, one of my boss actually she came in my room because we used to have these cabins in Microsoft. I think now that system has changed, but we used to have our own rooms like door and desk and everything. And my boss came actually in my room in the evening around 4 o'clock. She was like literally tired, and she just came and sat there, and she's like, Ashish, can I just sit here for some time, because it has been a really hectic day for me, but whenever I come to your room now, I feel very peaceful. So I was like, oh my God, what is happening? So that time I told my instrument, something is happening. This is what the experience that they are saying. And then he actually explained to me that this is the vibrations that we carry. When we work on ourselves, our aura changes, our vibrations changes, and it is helping other people. And the reviews, when we have our performance reviews, people actually, I got promoted in 2012, I got promoted to a higher position. And that time my boss wrote a review, because there were a lot of conflicts in the team at that time. There were a lot of, literally, people used to fight. Literally, people used to fight because it was a very hectic project. I was one of the technical leads of that project, and I had to deal with other stuff. But I had made a point that during, because I was not happy with the way people were interacting with each other. They never said anything to me directly, but they were fighting with each other. And how will you feel when you work in such environment, right? It will be like every day going to work was little kind of a stressful thing for me. But I had made a point that during that entire period of 1 year, uh, I would actually wake up and do Amrit Vela. There was a commentary, Silent Sunrise by Sister Carmen. And it used to give me that experience of peace. So during Amrit Vela, I used to listen to that commentary, and I used to make a firm promise that no matter what happens, I am not going to get upset. I am going to be peaceful. And so, with that intention, I used to go to work. And yes, I did get upset. It's not like I became a perfect being in one day. I did, but I didn't say anything with mouth. I just kept quiet. I was just observing. That project became a success, actually, and I got promoted because of that. And in the performance review, my boss wrote that 50% success of this project is because of this brother's calmness. Because there were so many issues happening, but this person, Ashish, kept calm. He remained quiet, and that is the reason why we are promoting him. And if a non-BK understanding this, and not only understanding, but writing it in the review, it was a big deal for me. That made me realize that, what we are actually doing. If the people around me are experiencing this, like, this is a big thing for me. And so all of us are responsible. Like Baba says, na, everyone is Brahma's hand. So what are we actually helping? We are helping change the vibrations of this world. Satyug is nothing but higher vibrations, and Kalyug is nothing but lower vibrations. So when we change our vibrations to a certain level, we are bringing that Satyug closer. And that is why Baba says you are the hands of that clock, the drama. You bring that Satyug closer. And that literally made me realize that, okay, this is big, what we are doing. And that made me make one promise to myself that, I want to work on myself only. And then along the way, people will come, they'll get benefited. And that is when one class was happening, when Suryabai was giving one Sunday class. And I had that strong desire when I was listening to that class, that I want to open one Gita Parshal, at least one. Baba, please, one Gita Parshal, I want to open. So when the time came, I actually felt that, 2014, Satya Nadella came in Microsoft, and okay, we are approaching time. I'll wrap up quickly, and then we'll do a small meditation.
Take your time. There is no hurry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when Satya Nadella came, actually the culture in Microsoft changed, and it became more hectic, because we were not SDETs anymore. We were not in test anymore. We all became developers, and the life became hectic, actually. And during the same time, Seva also increased, because Baba wanted me to take courses and Murlis, and I used to open centers, and my health also started, little bit here and there. That thing started happening. This was around 2014-15 time period. And then I wanted to just decide, what do I want to do in future. And so I had two choices: Microsoft, where there is money; Baba, where there is happiness. So the choice was simple. I'm like, okay, I want happiness. So I'm like, okay, I'll leave Microsoft. I can easily. So I talked to my instrument, and initially he said, just wait, I'll let you know when to, let go. And 2015 end, he said, okay, fine, you can take a decision. You can go back to Bharat and do seva there. So 2016 April, I left Microsoft, and I remember my boss was asking me, why are you leaving Microsoft? And my literal answer to her was, literally, I said this to her, that, on my deathbed, when I look back at my life, I should not just say, what did I do? Coding that anyone can do. But I should at least say that because of me, at least one person got benefited. Then I have lived my life. And she's like, your thoughts are so beautiful. so that is the reason I actually told her, and I left Microsoft. Then when I came to Bharat, it was initial, the plan was going to Madhuban, staying in Madhuban. But initially I stayed in Madhuban for 3 months, and I didn't have much seva. So you just imagine when you are like 100% busy. My day used to start at 3:30 in the morning, and until 9 o'clock, it used to be very busy. After 9 only, I used to get a little bit time for myself, because courses were there, opening centers, or evening yoga was there. So I always used to go in the evening as well in the center. Morning, you go read Murli or listen to Murli, then come home, cook, all those things used to happen. From there, you come to a place which is totally, America and Bharat. There is a difference in terms of cleanliness, in terms of organization. Within campus, you don't have problems, but the moment you step outside the campus of Shanti One, there is a huge difference, because you deal with Agyani people, and then again, most of them are not educated. So that difference, and then my seva was like 2 to 3% during the day. So from 100% to 1 or 2%, it was like, just imagine how many waste thoughts I would have created during that time. And it was literally for 1.5 years after coming to Bharat, it was literally, my condition was so bad. That time I realized how much dependency I have created on seva, and that we should not create dependency on seva. If seva is that I'm happy, again, that is not right, because again, my happiness, I'm depending on something external. So when then I decided, okay, I'm not going to stay in Madhuban, I'll stay in Pune, and then I'll do seva here. And so when I came back, I actually bought an apartment, and Baba made it a Gita Pathshala, and souls just started coming. People started taking birth there. We used to have bhatti, we used to have meditation, we used to have daily murlis. And then I started experiencing the power of blessings that I was accumulating. Because many times we say, give blessings, take blessings, and all those things. But how much are we really experiencing them? And that first experience, when I realized that, okay, I have accumulated some blessings, is during 2019, when my father left his body. It was a suddenly, achanak ka part that Baba talks about. We were there, me and my Lokik mother. We all three were, in Gyan, and he just had finished his lunch, and I was having lunch. My mom was about to have lunch, and he just said, I'm not feeling good. And within 15 minutes, the soul left body, because it was a massive cardiac arrest. I was there, right in with him. My mom was there. And during that time, the only thought I had was, this soul had to play part somewhere else. He left. Drama is Kalyankari, benevolent. Not a single tear. Not a single tear. Actually, when he was being cremated, I said, okay, happy journey. That was my reaction. And then I realized, how can I be like so strong? Because I never felt I could be this strong in such situations. And even the instrument here, she was surprised, because she came to visit and I was smiling. I was like, literally, like nothing has happened. Okay, the soul has left the body. What's the big deal that we all have to leave? I was in that condition. And she was surprised, like, your stage is so beautiful. And I was surprised. And that time I realized, this is the power of blessings. That dadis have done a lot of seva. All these instruments were, instruments for the centers in countries and everywhere. They have done a lot of seva. And compared to them, I have not done anything. Frankly speaking, I have not done anything. But with just this much seva we are doing, if we are accumulating so many blessings, just imagine, like, how much power we have to accumulate so many blessings and to, actually literally use them in such adverse situations. And that time I realized, yes, I have accumulated at least little bit of blessings. That is why my stage, or even the effort that we are making to run on, to go on this path of Srimad, that actually is helping us. Because many times even I feel that following certain Srimad is little bit hard. For some people it is waking up in the morning, Amrut Vela. For some people it will be regular Murli. Some people it will be purity, anything. But the more we start doing seva, the more with a real heart, sacha heart, the more we start doing seva, the accumulation of blessings you know, that we accumulate during the journey, it actually helps us in this effort making. Our efforts become very easy. That's what I've observed. And that is why I personally feel whatever seva we are doing, we have to be altruistic. I know we cannot be altruistic, only Baba is altruistic. But at least there should not be any desire, that name and fame and all those things. Because when we are doing seva, we are accumulating a lot of fortune. And as we see that the time is coming closer and closer and closer, this is the only thing that will help. This is the only thing, whatever we have accumulated. Because in COVID, we saw there was no seva. There was initially no seva. Like, we were still figuring out what to do, what not to do. And then the Zoom came in, and then the seva just exponentially rose. I remember initial phases, we started Murli on Zoom. And then during the day, what should I do? So I was experienced in video editing. Little bit. I used to try on my own. So I'm like, okay, let me take commentaries from Suraj Bhai, Madhuban, Rupesh Bhai, Madhuban, and let me put videos on them. And let me start a YouTube channel. So this was early 2020, when the COVID started. And when I started giving visuals to that, people started liking it. And then one day I recorded a commentary in my voice and I sent it to some souls in abroad in Seattle Center. And they all appreciated it. And they're like, you should do it more. So that's when I like, okay, let me try. So I started recording commentaries and I putting it on YouTube and people started loving it. And then that was really something new for me, because I never thought that Baba would use this voice to actually give that experience. And many people, I know that people from even Pakistan are joining to YouTube and listening to commentaries, because one sister actually commented that, Baba Jan, I'm your child from Lahore. And I was so happy. Like, at one place, Baba is making you sit and serving the whole world. Because Baba has given us this title of world benefactors. And I always had this thought, like, how can I benefit the world? Baba made it happen. Uh, Currently, we have almost more than closer to 16,000 subscribers to YouTube channel, and people are enjoying those meditation commentaries. And more importantly, I am getting a lot of blessings out of that. My mind constantly runs in how I can improve on those things, what new topics that I can bring that will help people. So someone actually asked me this question recently, just now, like, how can we come out of depression? Actually, during depression, if we are in depression, generally we don't recommend doing meditation. But Murli, we should not miss, because the kind of thoughts that Murli gives us actually helps us come out of it. And that actually helped me, uh, because Murli and Seva, the kind of company that we are keeping, also helps us come out of it very easily. Because if we are in center, we are with the family of Baba's children, uh, the kind of thoughts, the kind of conversations that we have, that quality of conversations will help us erase those memory tracks. Mostly I personally feel, with my experience, depression is nothing but we are stuck on one thought and we are constantly reiterating this. No, this is not right. This is not right. No, this should not happen. But more information, positive information, we keep feeding our mind, that thought will erase. This happened. I will share one more experience of this depression. One soul called me in 2020, and I have never seen a bigger depression case than her. And she knew that I'm an instrument for one center, and she used to stay close by. And her thought was, everyone is spreading negativity about her. That's what she used to think. Maybe one experience she definitely has had, but later on she would say, this soul, this person on the road, he looked at me. I'm sure my husband has told him. She doesn't even know who that person is. And it was such a for me also, it was like difficult thing to handle, because I'm like, how can I get her out of it? uh, so I kept talking to, every day we used to talk for 1 hour every day, and every day she used to like get stuck on that thought, no, my husband is spreading negativity about me. And slowly she started doing course. She did started going to the center. She started listening to Murli. She came out. She came out. So these things we should never. I know many of the Pakka Brahmins don't take this lightly, but if you are new to this, then you should pay more focus and more attention to Murli, Seva, and Amrutvela. This is what is going to save us in these coming times. I know for sure that the times are not looking very bright, but this is the things that will definitely save us. Amrutvela, we have to do it. Murli at the center. And then seva. Whatever seva we get, as per our capacity. Sometimes the body is not well. So Baba says, recently Baba said, even if you are ill, think you are like a Vishnu. And I got the opportunity to do Mansa Seva. So all these things are going to help us in the coming times. And it has definitely helped me. Of course, there is a lot of work that I have to work. I have to work on this year. I have taken a I have made a promise to Baba that I will be a detached observer, because I do get involved. Because if, as the students increase, everyone comes to you for what? Only to share problems, nothing else. Whoever comes to this center also, I have this problem, I have this problem, I have this problem. I don't get involved in those problems. But sometimes you do get involved if that student is a Pakka Baba's child. You were like this. Why are you making this mistake? And that is when that Baba's personality helps. How is Baba handling that situation? Recently, also, one very well-educated soul came here in Pune Center, uh, and where I'm living right now. And he's education-wise, he is a graduate from MIT, Boston. So just imagine, he's a big shot, and his jobs and everything is very big shot, but very emotionally weak. And the moment he entered this Baba's home, and I talked to him for 10-15 minutes, entire his expression changed, his way of looking things changed. And he told to his mother, I never thought I would change this quickly. And his mom said the same thing. I never thought he would change this quickly. So anything that we are doing as Baba's instruments, we have a huge responsibility. And it's not like you have to run a center for that. Like earlier, I wasn't an instrument. I was just a student. I'm still a student, but now little bit or extra role has been added to my life. But earlier also, like as I said, with my work environment also, things were changing. But how were they changing? If we pay attention to Srimad, So that is why we have to work and work and work. And every day, for me, it has been such a wonderful journey, because the moment I feel, I have achieved this, a new thought will come, which will be like, no, I have to work on this as well. So drama is constantly giving us the situations to test us. where we are lacking, what we need to work on. And that has been a driving force for me because there is no stopping. Because every day I'm seeing, okay, I'm creating this waste thought. Why am I creating this? Am I going to benefit from this? So like recently also in Sakar Murli also Baba has been asking, right? Check after becoming Baba's child, how much happy you remain. In recent one of the Babas, Avyakt Murli Baba said, if you are not happy after becoming God's child, why have you become Brahmin? It's a big question. It's a big question. And that is the question I also ask myself all the time. The moment I get a little bit upset, the moment I feel a little bit, udas, I'm not enjoying my life, I ask myself the same question. Why have I become Baba's child? If after meeting God, if after talking to him, I'm not enjoying my life, when else will I enjoy? I think we should all ask these questions to ourselves, right? And so this journey has been a tremendous uh, help for me. I was totally in the bad condition before coming to Baba. Baba saved me. And I want to, that is why I actually, gave up everything, because the moment people come here and they experience that peace, they experience that happiness, my happiness actually multiplies. I'm like, okay, I'm doing something right, something right. I'm enjoying my life. At the same time, I'm helping others enjoy their life. And so, with that, I would say I would really like to thank Baba that his vision fell on me. In these 800 crore souls, his vision fell on me. And he said, okay, child, you could be my helper. And I'm like, yes, Baba, I could be your helper. But the only help that we all can give is changing ourselves, raising my vibrations. And then Satyug is tomorrow. Like Sunday Baba said, do you feel it is going to be tomorrow? So, whether to bring Satyug closer or not is our choice. Everything is choice. Whether to be happy, whether to be sad, it's my choice. So, that is why we need to understand the importance of Baba, Murli, Madhuban. And that Murli thing, I'll share one more thing. Uh, Murli, I have made one practice recently for past few years, couple of years, I would say, that read Murli at least 3 times. I want to make it 4, but at least 3 times, because after Amrit Vela, I read because I have to read it in class. In class, I read, and in the evening, I listen because we record those Murlis. So, evening, I listen to those Murlis. But at night, before going to bed, I write a chart. For many years, I have been writing chart. It's not more of a chart. I actually write a letter, like what I did today. Baba, I made this mistake. Baba, I didn't remember you at all. Baba, I remembered you a lot. Baba, I did seva today. So all these things I communicate to Baba, but at the end, I always write 5 points of today's Murli without seeing into the Murli. And I see, even though I have been reading Murli 3 times a day, sometimes it is hard for me to get 5 points. It's very hard, because so many information is going inside. And that is where I understand that, okay, what am I consuming from the world outside? Because I am not consuming the right information, the Murli is there, but it is not emerging. It's in the merged form. So that is one practice I would suggest those who want to do. At night, write down 5 to 10 points, but whatever you are comfortable, without seeing. See how much Murli you remember. And then we understand what type of information we are consuming throughout the day. So these are the small practices I have done in my life. And of course, whenever I listen to certain classes, I understand more things, especially the classes from seniors. Jayanti Bhan is there, or Sudesh Didi is there, Raju Bhai from Murli department. I love those classes. So whenever I listen, I understand, okay, this is more I need to work on. This is what I need to practice. And so that has been a continuous practice for me. And this practice will go on. And this year I have made a particular promise to be a detached observer, give directions, Detached observer doesn't mean you don't give directions. You give directions, you communicate, but after communication, you detach yourself. My part is done. Now give only vibrations. So this is the practice that I am going to follow this year, and let's see how it works out. So that is my small journey. It was very lots of experiences are there. You can take many sessions on that, but for today I'll stop here. If we want, we can do a small meditation. Harsha bhai?
Yes, and anyone have any questions, comments, feel free to unmute yourself. Deepesh bhai? Oh, can you let me try? Can you try now? Yes.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
This was a drama. The experiences that you said, up and down, depression, Murli, Madhuban, no seva, wasteful thoughts, Pune, giving light and might to the world. Um, it was wonderful to hear your thoughts. You went over the depression, and when you went to Madhuban, the wasteful thoughts. How do you get rid of the wasteful thoughts?
This is also one practice that I learned when I was staying in the center in Seattle. This is the practice that I learned. Seattle Center had huge files of Murlis. There was a big cupboard full of Murlis. And then there were lots of boxes with Avyakt Murlis. And I didn't know. First time I stayed in the center, there was nothing to do because I had a habit of watching movies and TV. And when I went to stay at the center didn't have TV. What should I do? I was so bored. So I was looking, what should I do? What should I do? And I found a box which had lots of Avyakt Murlis. And I started picking up random Murlis and started reading it. And this has been a biggest help. Like whenever there is a storm of thoughts, I would pick up a Murli, randomly open the page, I would get a solution and my thoughts would stop. So I think Avyakta Murli and Sakar Murli, any Murli that we read, actually it will help us come out of those wasteful thoughts. I'll give you one small example. I don't know what is the English word for udasi. I don't know what is udasi. Does anyone know this word udasi? It's kind of a depression only. It's kind of a depression or feeling sad. I was staying at the center in one day. I was very new, and honestly, I didn't want to stay at the center because I wanted my freedom. I wanted my movies in the initial phases, and I knew this was a fortune I was making by staying at the center because Baba is trusting you with the keys and everything. Baba is trusting you. But every day, I didn't want to do that. I'm like, okay, but 2-3 times a week, it's okay. But not only every day, it was like 3-4 months I was staying. I used to cook at home, but then at night I used to go at the center. So I didn't have anything to do. So I used to listen to Mulis. And one day I was feeling very sad, very sad. Like, why have I come to Baba? Why did I choose this path? And all this, all the storms of thoughts, all those things. So I'm like, okay, stop. And I went into the cupboard. I read, I picked up a Murli, opened a random page. The title of the Murli was, I will tell the title in Hindi first. Udasi aane ka karan, choti moti avagyaye. So I was like, okay, Baba, you are not following Srimad accurately. That's why you're feeling sad. That is the title. And it is a 86 Murli, I think January 86, if I'm not 14th January 86 or something. And this is how exactly it used to happen that, the moment you feel little bit sad, little bit not content with your life, I think just pick up a random Murli, Avyakta Murli. Open a random page and you'll get your solution. That has been my all. And it's not just once, it is every time. Every time I feel little bit up and down, if I pick up a random page, I'll get my solution there. This is Baba at work. This is Baba at work. And that is how Baba has saved me from going into the wrong direction. So if we have a lot of waste thoughts, Avyakta Murli is the only way. Because the more and more that positive information goes, those waste thoughts will actually, automatically they'll just fade away. And then your mind will actually get trained to create the right kind of thoughts. Then eventually it will stop. So this has been my practice.
Thank you, Umshanti.
Yeah, and now that we have a murlisearch.brahmakumaris.org, you can go and search. You get all the essence of all the Murlis on that topic.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a keyword, you're not feeling good, just search that keyword and you'll get a Murli out of that. So this will definitely help.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to Seattle, Ashish bhai.
Sudhir bhai, Om Shanti.
So I have a
This is
one
our senior
question for
brother
you.
from Seattle.
Yeah. So I have one question for you. Even the drama, Baba said, is a repetition, and sometimes the repetition makes you little more toward the anxiety part. Sometimes it comes even in the Brahman life, you have feel more anxiety. So even you're playing the right part, but anxiety part, how you can get rid of it? Anxiety comes.
Mm.
Because
Yes.
even I play all my part good every day. I get a morning, Amrit Vela, Murli, every seva. But still there's anxiety. That anxiety is repetition. How to accept that repetition? Can we always say it's nothing new? Even by saying that, the 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 residual
Baba
of
actually gives.
that, yeah.
Yeah. Baba recently said in one of the Murlis actually, uh, because if you have made a mistake or if something big has happened in my life and then you listen to this like, oh, drama is going to repeat, and then you feel that, oh my God, what is this? This should not repeat. And Baba actually recently said that in one of the Avyakta Murlis, if I'm not, it's one of the Sundays it came. Baba said, okay, the thing has happened. When will it come now? It will come after 5,000 years. So why are you blaming it on that? बात पे क्यों छोड़ देते हो? Why do you actually think about it when it's going to come about in 5,000 years? So that is the solution Baba gave in one of the Murlis, that yes, it will repeat, but it will repeat after 5,000. So think about what I want to do right now, because whatever I'm going to write now, it is again going to get recorded in the drama. It's again going to get repeated. So what part do I want to play? And actually, I don't know if you remember Sudhir Bhai, but in early stages of Gyan, I always used to come late to Murli. I always used to come late. Late means not after the song. After the song, I used to come. And the reason for that was again anxiety. I used to have this anxiety thingy that I cannot sit in silence in the early in the morning. And I used to feel, oh, what if my stomach gets upset? Or what if it's something that something like that happens? What if my body doesn't respond well? I won't be able to listen to the Murli. And all those wasteful thoughts used to come. And I told my instrument, Surya Bhai, about this. And he suggested me that, you should start entertaining the thoughts of Gyan. And if you can't create those thoughts at that moment, start writing it down. That will also help come over this anxiety, because the moment I feel anxious about certain things that is going to repeat or that is going to happen, the moment I feel that, I start writing it, because I'm not in a position to create a powerful thought at that moment. So why not just write it down? Because the moment I start writing it down, my mind will start calming down. I actually tell many people who are suffering from Amrut Vela, because many people complain still, uh, whether you are early in Gyan or late in Gyan, that we can't do Amrut Vela, we feel very sleepy. So I tell them the same thing. First thing, start writing down what thoughts you want to create. Sit with a notebook and pen during Amrut Vela, then you will not feel sleepy. Secondly, even after that, you are not feeling, okay, my hands are becoming like this and I'm not enjoying it, then just do it walking. So the same thing we can do for anxiety also, like to entertain the right kind of thoughts. If I'm not able to create it, I think I would suggest write it down. And that will also help us, come out of that anxiety. Fortunately or unfortunately, I've experienced all of those things, anxiety or depression, all those things. And somehow Baba has saved me. And this has been my practice. So that helped me, writing it down. And for any mistake that we have made and we feel that, oh, this situation is going to come back after 5,000 years. Baba said, it's going to be after 5,000 years. Don't think about it right now. Think what new part I want to record at this moment. And then that thoughts will start changing. Because I get anxious right now. After 5,000 years, also the same thing is going to happen. So, just like Baba says, na, if you are being recorded, your face will be always cheerful, you'll be always smiling.
Mhm.
Same thing I will do because my drama is getting recorded. Now, 5,000 years, after 5,000 years, we are going to meet like this again. Same thing is going to happen again. So, what kind of recording that I want to do? The moment I think about my new part, the past things will actually start to fade away, and that will actually help me come out of anxiety. That has been my experience. So, try it, writing it down, try it. If you cannot create a thought, write it down. It will also help. What we have done at this center is that we have created 5 to 7 points. 7 points are there of drama, and we have put it on the board, notice board outside. So anytime whoever comes, they will just read one point of drama and then begin your work. It's like drama is beneficial. Okay, fine. Drama is accurate. Okay, fine. There is nothing wrong in drama. Everything is accurate in drama. Fine. So, the moment I keep feeding that information, it is very easy for me to actually be firm on the path of drama. And then it is easy to put a full stop. And it has helped me a lot. I'm not saying I can put full stop at every situation, but most of the situation, especially with my Lockheed dad's case, it was a full stop like this in 1 second. And I was surprised, how did I do this? So this is somewhere it is helping. Okay.
That's very good. So one last question, I have only for less than 1 minute. If somebody is experienced BK, it is okay to make them understand this is a drama, is accurate, and nothing new. But sometimes when we deal with Americans or foreigners, so when we talk about that it is going to repeat identically, so sometimes they have this, they raise the question, I'm leading a good life. Why should I go into the suffering? Did I came here to suffer or I came here to enjoy? So how would you justify, how we can satisfy those young souls who are coming in the yajna to understand? So how we can justify this question they have? Can we say them, Mr. Sangam, in a Sangam you can change drama? So this is what I want to understand. Because
So
all
two
the
things.
new one we cannot say repeats because they don't like repetition. They want to enjoy. They say, I don't came here to suffer. So
Yes.
please answer that.
So in our case, like whenever I'm doing course, I never talk about repetition. Never. Uh, Once they get used to Murli, because their Murli is different. What we have done is new souls will come in the evenings, Pakka souls will come in the mornings. So until and unless they get that firm faith in Baba, firm faith in drama, I actually never talk about repetition. That's the one way that I have been always following, and it seems to work. So drama is repeating, we never mention that because you never know what kind of background they are coming from. They are not going to share that background with us, but then that repetition will actually make them go away from Baba.
Yeah.
I don't understand this knowledge, I don't like this knowledge. So that is one thing. But even after uh, becoming Baba's child, going to Madhuban, becoming Pakka, sometimes these things do happen that I don't like this repetition of drama. And for them, I actually tell them a yukta answer, honestly. And I'm like, we can change drama. How? See, this situation has come in my life. Why? Because of my past karma, right? That much we understand. Now, why did I make that wrong karma at that moment? Because of past karma. Again, past karma. So if we go at the Sangam Yug, if we move, it is actually comes to the current position. what I'm doing at this moment is affecting my entire part in the drama. So if I change this moment, my drama also can change. Now, this is a yukta answer. We know that it is not going to change. We are going to make that mistake again. But the moment we say that this is my moment where I can record the drama of 5,000 years, then in that case, actually, I can change. I can work on myself. I can change what I'm doing right now, and it will affect the entire cycle. So that way, actually, they get little bit of comfort that okay, we can change. It is exactly how Baba gives answer. Once Nilu Didi asked Baba, Baba, you should come to Satyug, na? You should see how your children are doing. And Baba is like, okay, you call me, I'll come.
Hmm.
So this is a yukta answer. Baba knows that we are never going to call. Same way, this is a yukta answer that you change this moment and the entire drama will change. That will give them that comfort. But we know that when the time comes, they'll actually make the same mistake. They'll
Yeah.
have the same thought. That
True.
don't know. They don't need to know. But actually, this is a comforting answer for them. But we know that actually, for new souls, we never talk about repetition. That's just something we don't follow.
Very good. Thanks.
I
Thank you
also
very
have
much.
the same thing, Bhaiji. Like, if it is not going to change, it is no answer is really comforting.
Yeah.
So how do you manage that? Like, it's not comforting to know, like, it's okay. Now we know too much that okay, we are doing to comfort ourselves. But at
Gee.
the same time, we know that we're going to make the same mistake again. And it's not very comforting, not at all.
True. Two choices at this moment. When the moment this kind of thoughts arises, I have two choices. One is to feel sad about it. One is to feel, okay, after 5,000 years, I'm going to make the mistake. What am I doing right now? I am recording my part right now. Choices. We take whatever we feel. Because the moment we say, oh, it's not comforting, I know it's not going to change, fine, I know that this knowledge is right. But just by thinking that, even my current drama is getting affected. Even my current part in the drama is getting polluted. So why not I work on my right now part and I work on myself and I say, fine, that will happen after 5,000 years. Let me work on myself right now. At least let me enjoy this moment, because the moment I enjoy this moment, after 5,000 years, it will be the same thing. It's all about choices.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Ashish Bhai. Maybe we can have a quick meditation and Sukanya will say something.
Yes. Let's just sit back, relax. I, the soul, am a being of light, situated in the center of the forehead. I am a pure being. I am the child of ocean of purity, Shiv Baba. Visualize Shiv Baba in Paramdham, radiating rays of purity around me. I can experience those rays. I am under the canopy of protection of Baba. These rays of purity are creating a shield around me. No negativity from the outside can ever touch me. I am under the canopy of protection of Baba. I am a pure being. Purity is my nature. So today, wherever I go, I radiate purity. All the souls who come in contact with me are experiencing purity through me. I am the angel of purity. Om Shanti.
Oh, Shanti. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Ashish Bhai. You shared your experiences, personal experiences, and it made everyone feel that you are one of us. Very humanly experiences. Each one goes through those. Some talk about it, some are not very open to share about it, but you did. And you also showed us the solutions, the spiritual solutions you applied. And these are very practically applicable, and I'm sure many, many will benefit through this talk and through this sharing. Thank you so much. And good wishes for all your godly service that you will be doing. Baba will do through you. Thank you.
Thank you, Harsha Bhai. Thank you, Sukanna Bhen. Thank you, Vandana Bhen, and all the instruments, all those who have joined. And thank you, Bab Dada. We'll meet after 5,000 years.
No, before that.
Exactly like this. Exactly like this.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for
Om
joining.
Shanti.
As usual, every Monday we have a session at the same time on the same Zoom. If